This is the Derwent Academy Watercolour Pencils, and I'm going to be showing you how to work with them today. They are water-soluble colour and absolutely beautiful to work with. You can draw with them and you can take them into washes as well. So let's have a look what we can do. The Academy Watercolour Pencils are super to draw with. You're sketching, but you're sketching with colour. And of course you can lay colour on top like this. And of course, as soon as you add some water to the product, it's all going to blend together. So you've got the best of both worlds. You can colour mix dry, or you can colour mix wet. And of course, once it's wet, you can go back in and put the details in, like this. It's really a beautiful product to work with. Very, very versatile. Lovely to sketch with, but also to use as a source of colour. So if necessary, if you wanted to do a wash, you could pick up the colour directly from the pencil and just lay it in and create a very soft wash effect. And of course, once you've done that, you can go back in and do detail on top. So really one of the most versatile products to work with. I'm going to do a portrait working with the Academies, and I'll show you how to do that. I'm going to draw very lightly with the blue Academy watercolour. And what I tend to do is assume that the proportions are a third from under the chin to under the nose, a third to the eyebrow, and a third to her hairline. And then once I've got that, I establish the eye very, very lightly. Using straight lines, I find it's easier to correct a straight line than it is to correct a curve. So to get things more accurate, I draw with straight lines. I'm going to lay in the shadows where the eye sockets are and where the cheekbones are giving me lovely broad shadows, and gradually work into the detail. So using a blue as an undertone is a good way to start. Any drawn lines that I've used that I don't want, I can merely lift out or soften by using the water brush, and that way build up the colours in the form that I'm after. And her mouth is very expressive, so just using a little bit of colour, I'm going to dissolve the paint, and I'll start working some colours in on top of that. Got a lovely light tone on the top of her cheekbone here, which I'll probably use the white of the paper. So using a pinky colour on top, just building the colours up like that. Then I'm going to take a little orange on top of that. And of course I can dissolve all this paint later on, once I'm happy with the tones. Introducing a little warm colour in now. Once again, always working from the dark into the light. I might have a go at drawing the nose, and always draw on the dark side and allow the light of the paper to be your light tone. Coming in at an angle like that. Soften off the whole time, and now I'm going to have a go at the mouth. I quite often find the mouth the most difficult part to draw because it's so expressive. And teeth are quite difficult to do. What I tend to do is just hint at them rather than putting too much detail in. And then using your pencil sideways on, give a little bit of texture up at the top. Just going to get the shape of the head in. It's wearing a lovely necklace with a lot of detail. As you can go in and put some very broad lines in just to hint at, like that. Taking quite a dark colour now. The ear is about here, with a great big earring. And it's all about tones, if you can get the tones right. She's wearing a headband which comes down the face like this. I'm going to just go in and have a go at doing the eyes. Just line up the irises using once again straight lines. And you don't have to put in a tremendous amount of detail, but I do want some darks just on the edge of the mouth. Like that. And then using the water brush, I can start moving this paint around and going back in and putting any detail in. A lot more detail in around the ears. And of course this side of the head is nice and dark. So going back to my blue, I'm just putting these great big shadows in. And so a very quick sketch of a Maasai warrior wearing a headdress. And using the Academy watercolour range as a sketching tool as well as using it for washes.